Hi guys, how's it going? So it's been a little while since I've uploaded. I moved house and things just kept stacking and stacking and stacking. I couldn't even build a model kit, let alone do YouTube, which is quite unfortunate because I think the last video I did, I was saying that I wanted to upload more this year and that absolutely backfired. But like I said, again, life, you don't always know what's going to come around the corner. But everything's good, everything's settled, and I can't wait to get back to the hobby. I haven't even noticed what's been released. I've just been completely out of scale modeling, completely. But I'm back, and this time it's a kit I've never had before or brand, Takom wings. It's the Henschel Hs129B-2 with interior and bonus clear parts. Now that is pretty unique for me. I would use this if I do a good job with the interior. If not, I'm going to try and hide it and do the front of the box, copy that. But if it goes well, I'll definitely use this because I don't really want to waste these clear parts. I mean, that is quite unique. Now this does come with 4 schemes, the one on the front and then the other 3, which I'm about to show you. I mean, I wouldn't do the white one because to me that would be a dust magnet and it'd probably irritate me. You'd see every speck of dirt and I don't know, I think that would grind on me. But that's just me personally. We've got some nice options there. It appears we do have the historical symbol there as well, which is quite good. Yeah, 2025 kit, not too bad. The sprue frames we've got in the box. It doesn't seem to show the clear parts, this bit. That's all good. And then our decals right there. Right, let's open it up. What do we see? We've got our wings. The plastic looks good. That is quite clean. But I've heard good things about Takom wings, so I'm not surprised. Some more. Is that the fuselage? Yeah, that's the fuselage. It looks like it. Yeah. This is really nice plastic, actually. And then the bonus bit. Of course, it's going to be fun testing this. Looking for scratches. Not that I'm looking for scratches, but it's going to be quite hard to, well, maybe. It should be quite spotless. I'm not going to judge it yet. And we've got 1, 2, 3, our decals, 4, 5, 6. So quite a bit to look at. And as usual, let's crack on and look at the sprue frames. I didn't see the massive grease mark on the left side of the wings of the underside. When I pulled them out of the bag, I've never seen a grease mark that bad, right there. But the rest are fine. It just seems to be this one, which, yeah, that took me back considering it's Takom. And I know that I've never had the kit before, but I do know that people say they are of quality, good quality. The upper half of the wings, I was quite impressed with how many rivets. I'm not a rivet counter, but it does give you a significant amount of detail, and I like that. It shows the quality of the plastic, and there's no flash at all. Just some bits to clip off, and that's that. Some lovely recessed panel lines, a little bit of some rivets going on to the left, just there. And everything looks really nice. And then you're going to flip it over, and I love it. No flash or anything, it gives me confidence. With frame K, we've got our instrument panels and our seat and some other bits and bobs. Frame V is quite cool. I like this bit, the frame that goes inside the wings. The only thing is I am a little bit nervous that I might accidentally break one of them or snap something. We've got a few ends to clip off there, so plenty of sanding, especially if we're going to use the clear wings so we can show it off. Frame B, we've got parts for the fuselage, main wings, some for the tail, there you can see our propellers, and then some bits for landing gears and internal detail for the fuselage. On this sprue frame we have a nice machine gun, some radiators and some small brackets, mounting brackets. Frame G has small internal brackets, some beams, and I think some structural parts, and even I think some bits for the interior also. frame D and C, it's folded up in the box. You get two that are identical, so we're going to look at one slowly and carefully, and the other one I am going to speed up at the end because, well, you don't want to see the exact same thing straight after. With the clears, normally we just do this bit, the cockpit area, but in this case, we have this to do. We have the top part of the wings, which I'm assuming are the top part, and then one side of the fuselage. Now, I did think that it would come with both sides, so I wasn't sure if I was going to do it because obviously I wanted the pattern. But in this case, they've given you one side only, which means I'm probably more than likely going to use this because then I can have my pattern that I want, and on this side, we can have all this so we can see straight through, transparent and nice. There is some minor grime. I'm going to have to clean up, just you can just see it there. And it goes throughout like that, through the fuselage. Minor, and I'm very picky in this sort of thing, but I'll still use it. Not picky, I just have a keen eye. There's some cleaning that's going to need here. And I think that's just grease marks. At least it's not, when you saw the the main part of the sprues, we had that big old greasy black spot on the wing there, but in this case we haven't. But any scratch marks, nothing major. I think it's just grime. Trying to get the light there, you can, right there. Minor, very minor. But I do think it's quite hard, I guess, to keep all these clears spotless in this case, but it is also needed when you're doing this sort of model, because you have to have these absolutely clean and absolutely crystal clear when it comes to transparency of the clears, obviously, because you've got all that, all the detail and exposure and stuff like that. But they do look good. On a whole, I think you just need a light clean there. I think that's from the factory. Again, can I get it? It's really hard. There. Microset. I ain't done this in a while. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's not really going to do anything like to hinder the model. And then this is the unique part under here. See, with this underneath it, it does look like I'm being really, really picky. But I don't know if the camera is catching what I'm trying to show. But no worries, really. Because look, we were looking at it under a fine light, trying to see how good they are. But the more I look at it, very minor scratches, very, 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 very light. And most of it is just, it appears to be basically factory dirt. And then we were always so used to, now these are good. Yeah, I guess it's really hard to keep these spotless for the size they are when it comes to clears. But obviously, this is absolutely perfect. And then the front, Yeah, a bit of distortion obviously because it's a small area. Yeah, these are good. Not too bad. Like I said, I'm grateful we haven't got that big grease mark on these compared to the first sprue frame we looked at. We've got the history of the aircraft. I'm just going to bring that up so you guys can hit that pause button and read in your own time. Now it's quite weighty. Now when we open it up, we have some tips here and there for applying decals and removing photo etching and a little bit of sanding. I wouldn't say that's really a tip, that's just a, I don't know, basically use a file. And then we've got our parts that come with the kit in total. We've got the decals to look at after this. And then we'll open it up and then construction begins. And it's like a explosive diorama style as well, kind of a mix. We start with the cockpit first, which is 99% of kits do that anyway. Then moving along, we've got this one. Look at that, there is a lot of small parts, so don't drop them or you're going to be looking for them for months. And then the next one, I'm just going to take you up to about page 6 and then I'm going to shut up and let you guys look at your own time. There you go, because if not, it will take way too long to go for this book. Then moving over to page 6, I mean, you can see there, look, so much. It looks like a lot anyway. But I do like these sort of explosive diorama pictures for myself. I don't know why, I just do. And then we've got this one. I guess that's just to show you how it should be sitting from the side when it's all said and done. Now I'm going to shut up and let you guys look in your own time. With the schemes, we do have them in colour at least, so let's keep looking at these. decals are quite nice, but the only thing I will say that is, if you look in the light, look over to number 26. Yeah, the decals 26. Can you see that? It won't make a difference, but there is a bit of grime in that. There with number 40. Again, you can see that. That seems to be the whole thing throughout on all of them. But that's the only complaint. I wouldn't call it a complaint, but it's the only thing I could say about them. But they do have some nice little detail going on. With the cockpit, 36. And the markings, and we have our proper World War II markings there. We've just got to match them up. And then the rest. Now, the only thing that I always complain about is when it comes to number 5, I do have a problem with silvering sometimes. I'm not always perfect when it comes to decals. I will be honest on that one. But apart from that, they're quite nice. Nice selection. Remember, there are 4 to pick from. Yeah, the only thing that I have, I don't know if I'm going mad with this kit, but usually, coming back to this, you get a paints layout, like paints you're going to need. I don't know whether I've missed it or not, or was it a research thing, just leave you to it. I've gone for the instructions, like, I guess I'm coming from an Airfix point of view, or other brands, you get your paints that you're going to need for the particular model that you want to make. But with this, I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of, I've gone for it all. I've looked on the side of the box, maybe, because this is what I mean by going mad. I checked the box on the side to see if I missed the paints you're going to need. Went for the instructions again, off camera. And again, I can't seem to find anything at all about what paints you're going to have. Yeah, I guess this is it for the exterior of the model. But yeah, maybe somebody will tell me, is that normal for Takom just to not tell you what paints you need, or they just assume because you're building one of their kits that you're experienced enough to go and research it yourself. But anyway, that's the kit in total. Let me just get this in a shot so you guys can hit that pause button, have a look in your own time, and that's that. So thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.